सुंदर मुंदरिए हो, तेरा कौन बेचारा हो, दूल्हा भट्टी वाला हो, दूल्हे दीवी आई हो, शेर शक्कर प्याई हो. You must be wondering about this abrupt singing by me. Array, the festival of Lohri is here, and this Boli is a soundtrack of Lohri, sung around bonfires, door to door, and in courtyards buzzing with laughter. Well, a loose translation goes something like this. Listen, beautiful girl, who stands up for you? Dula Bhatti does. He marries off the girl and gives them sugar, a blessing, a gesture of love and protection. Dula Bhatti, by the way, is a real folk hero, often called Punjab's Robin Hood, who rescued girls from being sold and helped arrange their marriages. Lohri remembers him not with speeches or statues, but with songs, fire, and celebration. And that is the magic of Lohri. History wrapped in melody, rebellion wrapped in sweetness. Hello, I'm Shailaja and I'm back with yet another episode of Celebrating Art with Shailaja. And today we are diving into some lesser known, beautiful facts about Lohri beyond revelry, selfies and Instagram reels. Lohri is celebrated mainly in Punjab, Haryana, parts of Himachal and Delhi, usually on the evening of 13 January. It marks the end of the harshest winter days and the time when sugarcane and other rabi crops are harvested in North India. Older Punjabi traditions link Lohri to the winter solstice, when days begin to lengthen. So when families say, Din bar gaye, the days have grown longer, they're not just being poetic. So where does the name Lohri come from? Some say it comes from Tilori. Til meaning sesame and Rohri a jaggery dish. Over time, Tilori became Lohri. Others trace it to Loh, meaning fire or an iron griddle, both linked to warmth, cooking and the bonfire. And in Punjabi folklore, some people even connect it to Loi, the wife of the saint poet Kabir. None of these can be proved like a math theorem because that's the beauty of our folk festivals. They carry layers of meaning, not one official definition. That famous Boli we sing around the fire is really a folk thank you letter to a man who protected vulnerable girls. So the next time you hear that chorus, remember, Lohri is also about resistance, justice and courage. Traditionally in Punjab, Lohri was celebrated in a big way when a child was born, with special importance to a new bride or a first child. But here's a fact a lot of people don't know. Among Sindhi communities, there is a festival called Lal Lohi, celebrated a day earlier, where children collect sticks for a bonfire, very similar in spirit to Lohri. And around the same time, the rest of India celebrates Makar Sankranti, Pongal, Bagh Bihu, Uttarayan, all harvest or sun festivals. So Lohri is actually part of a larger Indian winter sun harvest cluster of festivals. Different names, different foods, but same feeling. Gratitude to the earth, the sun and the season's first crops. What we throw in the fire also tells a story. Til or sesame represents warmth, fertility and good health. Gur stands for sweetness in relationships. Moongfali or groundnuts, gajak, popcorn are symbols of abundance and community. In older agrarian households, these offerings were a way of sharing the harvest with Agni, fire, one of 5 elements, and with each other. So the next time you're standing by a Lohri bonfire, til and gur in your hands, the familiar Boli in the air, remember, you're not just celebrating winter ending, you're standing inside a circle of stories of farmers and freedom fighters, daughters and sons, fire and sun, and generations who believed that gratitude deserves a festival. If you enjoyed this deep dive into Lohri, don't forget to like, share and subscribe to Celebrating Art with Shailaja for more stories about India's living traditions. And tell me in the comments, what's your favorite Lohri memory or Boli from the family? Thank you.